The face pull is an excellent exercise that helps strengthen the underactivated and often weak middle and lower parts of the trapezius muscle. The movement of pulling starts in the back and is transferred to the arms with assistance from the posterior deltoid, otherwise known as the rear delts, and the teres major. Now, the infraspinatus and teres minor is working here as well to protect the shoulder joint, which makes this a great exercise tolerated by many weightlifters who are battling shoulder pain. Now, before we get into how to perform a face pull properly, watch this video from Anatomy in Motion that's very short and concise to get a clear visual of the exact muscles you need to be working and so you know where to exactly feel it.
The face pull is an excellent exercise aimed at strengthening the often inhibited middle and lower parts of the trapezius. Mentally, the movement of pulling starts in the back and is transferred to the arms with the help of the posterior deltoid and teres major. In the presented variation, which is one of the safest for the shoulders, there is a significant amount of protective external rotation produced by the infraspinatus and teres minor.
Now, the face pull is great at targeting the back side of the shoulder like you guys just saw in the video. It's also tolerated by so many people, which is what makes it a great exercise to implement during your rehab process as part of your corrective exercise plan. Now, we're going to explain how to perform it properly so you don't mess anything up in your shoulder and make it worse. And we're going to teach and show you how to modify it if you are having pain while you do it. And now lastly, before I get into that description of how to do it properly, check out this huge list of actual muscles that you're going to be targeting and turning on by just doing this one exercise alone. It is a huge laundry list of muscles, and this is why it's such a great exercise as well as it's easy to perform typically. Now, for the face pulls, you can do two things. Number one, you can grab a rope attached to a cable column and use that with very low weight, between 5 to 10 pounds typically, or you can use a band with two handles and use a very light, kind of thin resistance for that without moving too far from the actual point of where it's attached to. Now, what you want to do to start is you want to have your arms straight out in front of you, have that kind of band attachment or cable column set around kind of belly button height, maybe a little bit higher, 2 to 3 inches at belly button height or above. That is completely fine. And we're going to be performing 3 sets of roughly 8 to 10 repetitions. And we're going to stay close to failure, not going quite to failure. We want to be at 2 reps in reserve, which just means that we want to be around 2 reps until we actually fail with the exercise. Now, for the form here, starting with the arms straight, you want to initiate the movement first by squeezing the shoulder blades back, keeping the head relaxed by staring at a spot straight in front of you, and then pin those elbows kind of all the way across the body at shoulder height, and then pull the wrist back to the wall behind you while squeezing your shoulder blades back. And remember, it's important here to not arch your lower back or lean or move the body at all. Your body should be locked in stone. Now, how do you lock your body in stone? You do two things. Number one, you engage your abdominal muscles. And number two is you engage your glute muscles. That's going to keep you locked in place so you don't shift side to side or you move forward and back. And you have very good tall upright posture with your shoulders back. Okay, so now as you go through this, you should feel the areas of the back side of the shoulder and the middle part of the mid back turning on and activating like you saw in the previous video. If you don't, you need to recheck your form. Maybe record yourself, have a friend watch you, because maybe something you're doing, you're not doing it properly or you're using too much weight, which is a common thing we see a lot in a lot of weightlifters. Okay, it doesn't matter how much weight you use on this exercise. Your muscles only know tension. They don't know how much weight you're pinning. They don't know how much resistance you're using. Who cares? Leave your ego at the door. Focus on resistance, focus on your form, and that's what's going to help you get out of your shoulder pain. All right, so some of you might be sitting there being like, I've tried face pulls, I've done different variations, I've used a cable column with a rope, I've used an actual band, and I'm still having shoulder pain. I feel like it's making it worse. Don't worry, I'm going to explain how to modify it here. So what you're going to do for the modification is you're going to set the band at the same height as you were previously at belly button height or around there, and then you're going to try and lower the elbows a little bit so they're not quite at shoulder height, okay? You're gonna pin them down to pull in the lat muscles to help assist your shoulder joint a little bit more and protect it so it doesn't become painful and it allows you to do the exercise and still get some activation of that rear delt posterior rotator cuff. Now, what you're doing differently here with kind of pinning those elbows down a little bit is now instead of aiming the band upwards, kind of at forehead height or hairline height, you're gonna aim the band under the chin to kind of mid-neck level. Okay, that's going to ensure that your elbows stay tucked down and you're going to be able to squeeze those shoulder blades back a little bit more to get a little more mid-back activation, which helps shut down some of that anterior front side shoulder pain that most people deal with that we come across. And stay to the same rep scheme, right? Try 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps with 2 reps in reserve, meaning 2 reps left in the tank before you actually fail. Now, maybe it's just too soon for this exercise. You've tried both variations and you're still having pain. That's okay. If you're a weightlifter, maybe you're suffering from not being able to do upright rows or lateral raises, which is super common. We come across that with people we talk to every day. And I'd love to help you by sending you a free shoulder training that can help you get out of shoulder pain by learning our NTS method that we use to help our clients currently get pain free. Just comment with the word shoulder down below and I'll be sure to send it right over. And also be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos that we do every week. See you guys in the next one.